Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay, what are you saying, people, and welcome back to another live stream. Hope you're all doing well. What are you saying, guys? How are you doing? Sure, we'll take a look at some indices, GR30, GU, AU, sure thing. What are you saying, Cartel? Hope you're doing well. But like always, guys, hope you guys have been doing well. Good weekend. Looking forward to New Year's. Like always, guys, if you haven't done already, make sure you go check out the Telegram channel. Left link to that in the live chat and also the description below. Posting different trading setups there throughout the week, and also go and check out recommended broker IC Markets. My affiliate link is there if you want to use it. But I hope you guys are doing well. Again, like always, guys, any pairs you're looking at, feel free to let me know. Let me know what pairs you're looking to trade or you're already trading. A few pairs that I do have on my watch list to trade this week, so you can get some nice setups. But I will start with GR30. Okay, so for this one, we're looking very bullish here. Again, I did do analysis on this one not too long ago. We were trading around here, and I was expecting price to continue to the upside because we had that potential, higher low formation here with that wick. So I was expecting price to take these highs out, and you can see we're doing that. So I think we can go a little bit further with this one. before we do start to see some major rejection. We are coming to some areas of resistance supply on the left here, which could present some selling opportunities on the lower time frames if you're looking for that. Again, the market's quite bullish. Weekly, daily, 4 hours looking very, very bullish. Hourly as well will be bullish as well. So sells will be a bit aggressive, difficult to catch. I do see this one retracing soon, but again, it's just a bit more of a riskier setup. So I would look for buyers as well, because we're coming into this area 16. 16 pretty much on the dot. Nice area of supply, resistance, big move to the downside from that area, and now we're coming straight back into it. So definitely want to look for buyers. So yeah, you can look for sells. Be careful with this one though. With nice area for sells, but obviously looking at the hourly, looking at 30-minute, everything is still quite bullish here. So do be careful with that. But I think we can see a bit more downside, because we've sold off the downside here, gave this big wick to the downside, and then from there we've just been rallying to the upside. So the market does need a little bit of a breather, and we can capitalize on that breather, but just not just yet though. We don't really have any signs that the market is slowing down. So for this one, we are still bullish, and potentially even smash through this area and head back to highs. I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, if we do retrace and form a higher low, I would say definitely be looking for buyers to continue that to the upside. But as of right now, I'd wait for price to pull back, or you can look for some short-term shorts, I would say. Again, it's completely up to you how you want to trade it. Pound USD and AUD sure thing. Looking for GU long at 1.34980. Okay, we'll take a look at that as well. So yeah, GU's been a pair that I've been interested. I've been wanting this one to retrace a little bit further back for me. Haven't quite managed to see that. We saw some slight retracement here coming into the week, and then we've looked bullish again, and price just giving us a higher high there recently. So my target for this one, pound USD, still stands from last week, which is this prior high here at 1.35. So I'm still expecting pound USD to get there. Now it's just the task of looking to get into a trade, looking to capitalize on that move. So with this one, we just closed at some new highs there as well. So again, not really looking to buy into that. Do want to see this one retrace for me. 1.34980, whereabouts is that? 1.34. Okay, so basically looking for a push into the same pretty much region that I'm looking at. I'm looking at 1.35, which is just obviously slightly above. So pretty much the same target there. I think for entries, I think I'll probably look for price to see if we can retrace back down to this support here. I'm not sure if we will. I think pound USD might be a better setup on the lower time frames, like 30-minute and lower, just to take advantage of this kind of very, very bullish market here. We could push again, slight retracement, and just push it all the way to target. We might not see that bigger retracement that I'm looking for, which is completely fine. So again, for this one, you probably want to be dealing with hourly, 30 or 15-minute to get set up with this one. I would say if the market was to retrace back up into this support as well, that could be interesting for some buys. If we come back into this, start holding that as support, that could be a nice place to look for some buys as well. Get stop loss to break even, just in case price does roll back over. But yeah, for me, pound USD looks like it's pushing back up to 1.35 here. So not interested in sales at all really with pound USD. Just looking for buys with this one. And I think your best bet is probably dropping to the lower time frames to look for entries like 1.34 300. If we come back into that, hold that, I would say buys look good again. Preferably that would be nice. So push back up into this support, hold on to that, and then move. But like I said, I'm not too sure if price will. I'll just take a look at the DXY, which is looking quite bearish, and it does look like we could roll over here. So yeah, if DXY does drop, then obviously we'll take pound USD with it to the opposite direction, of course. And yeah, DXY does have a lot of room to the downside, so you could actually see pound USD, take out that 1.35 level quite easily, depending if US dollar does see that weakness. But yeah, for me, looking for some retracement for pounds and expect a continuation. I do pretty much have the same bias for all the other USD pairs. Euro USD, for example, I'm expecting that one to continue. This one, however, a little bit messier than some of the other USD pairs. You can see here it is pretty choppy for Euro USD. Difficult to trade for this one to get some nice entries, just because it's a little bit all over the shop. I did say coming to the week, these are the areas that I'm interested in, and I am still interested in for Euro USD for buys. Again, I've just noticed this trend line here, which price is holding on to. So I'm not too sure if we will see that bigger retrace I'm looking for. Let me just make that whole. So yeah, I'm looking for Euro USD to come back into these areas for a nice little double bottom there, and then see that reversal. But I'm not too sure if we will. We're respecting this trend line quite nicely here, so we could just explode to the upside, break out this resistance here, and just respect that trend line. Again, probably not the best setup in the world here, looking to buy into that with resistance not too far away there. That's why I said I'm looking at these opportunities here, come back into support, or this one even, and then I look to buy it. But yeah, there's other pairs looking a little bit better. Like I said, pound USD is looking better, Euro USD not so much, but again, I still do have the same bias. USD CAD, I was looking for a push to the upside for this one, which we did see briefly. It was short-lived. We saw that yesterday on Monday. A brief push to the upside. I was saying on my weekly analysis, I was actually looking for a price come back into these highs up here, just around the 1.29 level, and then we can look to short it back down. But I don't think USD CAD has found enough strength in it to drive it higher, to see that sell-off. So we could be looking at USD CAD just rolling over here to the downside. Again, expecting USD weakness, so I'm expecting USD CAD to drop, and also we are still in a very strong area of resistance supply, so we can definitely roll over to the downside here for USD CAD. No problem, cartel. Happy tail, bro. So yeah, I was looking for USD CAD to give me a major lower high, because we're still putting those higher highs, higher lows in, and we could still see another drive to the upside. But I was looking for a price to give me a lower high, which still could happen. We could still see a push and then a drop. So if we do see that, I would definitely be interested in USD CAD, but yeah, I wouldn't sell it right now. I was coming into that strong area support, demand area, not the best place to sell the market there. So we'll wait for USD CAD to see if we can drive one more push higher for a lower high, and then yeah, we'll look to roll that one over. But yeah, some of the USD pairs are looking fairly interesting. As the USD, a little bit choppy with this one, a little bit choppy, but again, I do see a push to the upside for this one. Starting to break some daily levels here. If you can hold that as support, we could drive a lot higher here. Again, a little bit choppy, arguably consolidation here, but I can see price moving a lot higher here. Hey, how are you doing? Talked about GJ. No, I haven't looked at pound JPY yet. We'll take a look at that for you now. Yeah, pound JPY has been absolutely flying to the upside recently. I was expecting price to find a little bit of resistance coming early into the week, see some downside because we recently had a big push, come in some areas of resistance, supply, untested areas. So I did expect sellers to come in and try this one lower, and I was looking to take advantage of that retracement. However, pound JPY on Monday, just decided to continue for another push higher. And we are still looking fairly bullish right now. I know we lost a bit of momentum, but we really hasn't seen any bears step into the market really, so we could still even push higher. But if you do look to the left, you can still see we are in this area of resistance here. So, we potentially could see the market roll over. Whether I'm looking for sells, again, I'm still a bit undecided. I want price action to give me some clearer setup to sell the pair, because I'm quite bullish on pound JPY right now, quite bullish on pound USD as well. So me selling the pair doesn't really agree with my bias. But after a big push like this, coming to a strong area of resistance, you do expect to see a move to the downside. It might not be the biggest move, but it could still be a decent move on the hourly chart. Could see even the move back down into this support there. And if I do measure that from where price is, that's still at 100 pips. So still could see a pretty good sell-off for pound JPY. But yeah, price action not looking too good, running up momentum there, moving sideways. Definitely not looking good for any sells right now. And yeah, I wouldn't look to buy the pair either coming into that resistance after such a strong push. So yeah, pound JPY is a tricky one. I'm mainly looking for buys for this one. I'm waiting for price to retrace for me. I think my area of interest would be this area here. Nice resistance that we snapped through. Never got the retest of 152,500. Probably around 50% of the move, maybe. Well, not quite, 0.382. So if we could see some downside into this, I think we could be on for a really nice buy opportunity. But like I said, maybe some short-term sales could be presenting themselves soon. Just not yet though. So maybe a pair to keep in the watch list. Doesn't really agree with my bias, so I'm not sure if I'll look to take the trade, but I'll keep an eye out for it. But yeah, I do think GJ can start pushing up to highs, around here sooner or later. And I think GU the same. I think we can push a lot higher with these pairs. So yeah, hope that helped. I mean, if we had some better price action here, I could tell you if the sales would be looking a lot better. But right now we're just moving sideways, so hard to tell. Yeah, I just looked at AU, but I'll do that again quickly. So, wait, did I not look at AU? No, I did not look at AU. My bad. Apologies. Yeah, so AUSD for this one had a bullish bias coming into the week as well. I was saying to you guys, hopefully you can see some retracements back down into this area this week. Look for buys and then take it higher. But again, it looks like the USD pairs are not quite retracing as much as we like them to, and they could be ready to explode to the upside again. A big push to the upside last week. Looks like we had a bit of bull flag pattern here, and I think price is getting ready to continue higher. So yeah, for me, AUSD, I think it's going to climb higher here. Again, for the week, I was talking about 0.73 as potential targets, which is kind of just above that support there. So looking for a push into here, 0.72800. So yeah, I think AU is going to keep going to the upside now, looking very, very bullish here. Wouldn't look to sell it really. If it does come back down again, I would say that's just another opportunity for us to go long and take it higher. So yeah, for me, AUSD looking bullish. Not interested in any sells. I was looking for some buys here. Didn't quite roll over into my target area. And you still see we're looking bullish. So yeah, for me, AUSD onwards and upwards for this one. Like I said, not interested in any sells. If we do come back down again, now we'll be interested in some buys to take it up. I do have a nice support around here, 0.72300. If we come back into that, respect it again, that could be a nice place to go long. But other than that, yeah, there's not much happening with AU. Still looking bullish. I think we're still going to rally on higher. Hey, yeah, it's a bit nippy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I've been a little bit ill yesterday, so I've been trying to wrap up warm. But yeah, I do have my hoodie on. Yeah, a little bit chilly. But yeah, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. UC Chef rolling over as well. Again, another USD pair. So yeah, I'm pretty bearish on the dollar right now. Pretty bearish on the dollar. Only looking for capitalize on dollar weakness. I do think DXY is getting ready to roll over here, and I'm looking at a lot of downside mileage on this one. 94,500 was my overall target for this, and I still think this could be met here. Untested resistance will now be acting as support, and with such a big move, I do think we can come back into this area. It might take some time. It might not just be one big move like it was here, one big move up. It might drop a little bit, consolidate, move back up again. But I think over the next few days, few weeks, I think that's where DXY is going. So with that said, potentially we could see a lot of upside to Euro USD, Pound USD, AUD USD, all those pairs. So pretty much, if I can get some nice retracement on those pairs, there could be some really nice swing opportunities for that one. Of course, Euro USD pretty much the exact opposite of the DXY, and I'm expecting a move up into this support term resistance there. So yeah, still a big way to go. I mean, Euro USD is looking a little bit choppy, not looking the best right now. So even if we don't get a good buy here, if we can break past this resistance, retest it, that will still be a good opportunity there for euro, looking to take advantage of that push there. Again, you have to look to trade the whole move, but in terms of direction for the next few days, few weeks, I do think euro is just slowly getting ready to break out here. But yeah, it's just a little bit too choppy for trade. So maybe if you can have a false break with a trend line, test that support, nice wick rejection, something like that, could be a nice entry signal. That way you can have a little bit of room between your entry and the major resistance. So maybe you can take some profit off. But yeah, the safest entry definitely would be waiting for a break of that resistance, of course. Retest it at 1.13600. And then yeah, I do see a little upside for euro. What do you think long on Bitcoin? Way to exhaust now. Okay, we'll take a look at Bitcoin and see what's happening. Okay, so Bitcoin I was expecting to see some upside this week, which we briefly did. I was looking for price to basically have a nice bounce of this level here. It had that bounce, but again, it failed to break these highs here. So we moved up, failed to break those highs, and then sold off quite aggressively, to be honest, there for Bitcoin. Not looking the best for buys, to be honest with you, especially with that daily price action. Yes, we could still see some upside from this. We could still see a high-low formation, but those wicks there, coming into those wicks there, is not looking too good. So I'll be a bit hesitant with Bitcoin buys. I mean, I'm still quite bullish on Bitcoin with the recent price action that happened, breaking out this kind of triangle here. Price trapped between that support and the trend line. We broke out of that, so I still think Bitcoin can reverse, but it might roll over back to the support first before we do see that happen. So I would be a bit careful going along with Bitcoin. We're coming into some nice support, demand areas here, so potentially could be some long opportunities. But yeah, if you do get long into this one and you can see price moving direction and then we start to see some rejection, I'll probably be getting out of the trade quite quickly, because that could be a double top for price just to roll over there, especially because how aggressive that reaction was. If this one was still going to move high, you wouldn't have seen such an aggressive rejection of those highs there. So yeah, Bitcoin for me might roll over back down to this support. I'm not looking to short it either. I think maybe some longs again will be looking good from here. But yeah, I think Bitcoin is still the bigger movers to the upside. I'm still looking at this support here to get tested again. So yeah, I'll be a bit hesitant with the buys. But if price action does look good around this support, I don't see not much problem with buying that. Same with down here as well. Just be a little bit careful with Bitcoin, because it could roll over. Hey Humphrey, yeah, I've enjoyed my Christmas. Hope you have as well. Thanks for asking, by the way. Let's take on an AUDJPY short, no problem. We'll take a look at that for you. Okay, so yeah, AUDJPY still looking heavily bullish here. Again, a bit of an interesting pair, this one, but in terms of direction, we are definitely looking quite bullish here on the daily. We are coming into some supply, resistance here on the left at 83,200. So again, even though we are quite bullish on the daily, bullish on the 4 hour, wouldn't recommend going long into this. Again, we could snap through this, but in terms of just basic where to go long and where to go short, definitely not looking to go long into this area, just in case AUDJPY does pull back. But I think if it does pull back, that's great, because I think it's another opportunity for us to go long. So yeah, for me, I'm quite bullish on AUDJPY. We're coming to some resistance now. So like I said, for I think it was, I can't remember which pair now. GJ, yeah, for pound JPY, because both of these pairs I'm quite bullish on, even with the higher time frames. If you do see some nice rejection here, if I go to the hourly for you, again, a little bit choppy here, pretty much just consolidation. If we do see maybe a nice false break and a nice dip back below there, potentially could look to go short only briefly though. I wouldn't look to trade this further than this support here. So you could look for maybe something like a 40 pip move, 50 pip move at best. Again, because I know some people do like to take advantage of that retracement. For me, probably not the best chart to go and sell this one just because the daily is so bullish. So it's up to you, but potentially there could be some quick shorts from here, this level 83,200. But if we do snap through this, then yeah, simply a break and retest of 83,200, and we just look to continue that momentum onwards, because looking at the daily, I can see this one moving a lot higher. I think the next target for this one will be this daily wick here on the left at 84. Yeah, pretty much at 84 on the dot. So I'm expecting price to break through this level eventually, push into 84, probably even back to highs as well. So I can see ADJY continuing, but like I said, there might be some short-term shorts, maybe a 30-minute hourly time frame to ride that back down again. Personally, probably wouldn't look to trade that. I'll probably wait for a break and retest and then look for 84. So that's kind of my opinion on ADJY. I'm quite bullish on this pair, so shorts might be a little bit risky, but if they do develop, yeah, I don't see too many issues. Why not? But I think the best probable opportunity will wait for price to snap through this, retest it, or look for price to pull back from that and then go long. So yeah, I'm bullish on ADJY, expecting move into 84. So yeah, I hope that is helpful. Pound USD, we'll take a look at that, Ivan. Pound NZD buy now, nice, Chia. We did see pound NZD snap through that level yesterday, I'm pretty sure. Look at EURAUD, sell buys, CAD, sure thing. Merry Christmas to you, MJ. I'll get on to US 30 in a second. So what am I looking at? Pound USD. So yeah, pound USD, like I said previously, bullish on this one. I've been looking for bigger retracement for pound USD back up into these areas. But like I said, pound USD hasn't been quite kind enough to retrace back into the 1.33600, which is support, resistance, really nice obvious level there. So I was looking for price to pull back into that level this week. However, we've just been looking way too bullish. So for this one, if you're looking to capitalize on pound USD, you probably want to be dropping to the hourly 30-minute chart to take advantage of this one. So yeah, I'd said if we can see some retracement back up into this support, so price will come down, respect that support again, nice wicks, nice candlestick formation. You can look to go long, with a stop loss just below the support, and then yeah, look for push into 1.35, because that is my target for pound USD. I'm looking at a push into that resistance there, nice psychological level 1.35. So bullish bias on pound USD, looking for a push into 1.35, and yeah, I think opportunities, if we can retrace back up into that support, great, look to go long, or even better, if we retrace back to this support, great, can look to go long as well. But it just depends if pound USD does retrace. But yeah, for me, this one onwards and upwards to 1.35. Pound NZD, yeah, we did break through that level, I'm pretty sure, because I've been expecting price to break through that level for some time now. Pound NZD has been very choppy, but we've finally broken through this. Again, pound NZD doesn't normally move like this, a lot of wicks. But yeah, pound NZD is broken through this, and now I do think if we can remain above 1.96500, we're going to see a move back up into these highs here. So like I highlighted on my weekly analysis video, about 300 pips to the upside from this area. So a really nice range to work with there for pound NZD. Again, anyone looking to get involved in this one, simply just a little bit of retracement, and yeah, just keep that bullish bias as long as we stay above that level, and just simply look to swing it higher basically. But yeah, for me, this one's looking bullish. We found some support here, which price has really failed to break through here. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts at breaking through, failed to do that, and with that high time for momentum, I would be expecting pound NZD to rally on to the upside there. So nice trade there, Chia. I do think price will continue a lot higher. Again, I've been looking at pound AD for some longs as well. It hasn't been moving quite well as pound NZD, but I do think because of all this consolidation, we're likely to see quite a big breakout. I'm looking at a push back up into some of these areas here. So I do have pound AD on my mind. I will go into a bit more detail in a little bit for this one, but nice correlation there. EURAUD, sell bias, and pound CAD buy bias. So bless you too, Cartel bro. much appreciated. So UAD, you said sell bias. Okay, so yeah, this one's a little bit tricky. I do have to admit, a little bit tricky how it's moving right now. Running out a bit of steam. We did roll over, saw some nice low high formations, but right now a little bit sideways. Again, I probably wouldn't look for sells here just because of where we're coming into, some strong areas of demand and support around here. Definitely some buyers located here. So if you're looking to sell this one, I would say your best bet is looking for price probably to give us a move to the upside, another major lower high like we did over there and over here, and then roll over, because this is definitely price giving us a push, a push face and pulse move to the downside. So any shorts here, I don't see price going too far. Obviously I could be wrong, but I don't see price going too far before finding support and snapping back up again. So I think for UAD for this one, wait for a push up and another major lower high to form, and then look to see if price can roll over. Just a little bit risky here and probably not the best setup, but obviously I could be wrong. Yeah, just not a trade that I'll look to take. But yeah, if we do continue to roll over, I don't see why not. We can't reach support down here. But yeah, if I was looking to get involved, I would say a push up, another major low high form, and then roll over. So yeah, I hope that helped. And pound CAD, buy bias. Yeah, pound CAD, I've got a bullish bias as well. I was talking to you guys about this one. Hopefully you can see a nice break and retest of this level. But again, another pair that just doesn't want to retrace for me, which is perfectly fine. No bad blood between me and pound CAD and the rest of the pairs this week which haven't retraced. But it just means that these trades will be a lot better on the lower time frames, because looking for a slightly better retracement into these sort of areas does present really nice opportunities. But not all the time you do get that. Sometimes price just continues to move in this kind of corrective way and moves higher. So for me, I'll probably be mainly looking at a retest of that daily zone. Again, risk to rewards, everything's looking good from here at that kind of 1.70800 area. But like I said, we might not retrace into that. So yeah, pound CAD might come back into this area here. If we do, great. Nice longs there, or even this support, to be honest. Respect that twice now. So even if we do pull back into here, I'd say buys would look good. Probably drop to the 30-minute. Again, with these type of setups, you want to get your stop loss to break even fairly quickly, just because obviously price could still roll over and have that deeper retracement. So that way you can protect yourself if price does reverse on you. But yeah, pound CAD for me, bullish bias as well. I'm looking for a push into 1.72800, that support time resistance. Haven't got a retest of that, so I'm looking for price to come back and revisit. So yeah, I'm bullish on pound CAD. Yeah, I just want to see price retrace for me. Pretty much bullish on a lot of pound pairs, to be honest. Yeah, we'll take a look at US 30, sure thing, and Eurocad now as well. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'm feeling better now, to be honest. But yeah, thank you. So yeah, US 30, we'll take a look. Wow, so that one is flying. So yeah, we're speaking about US 30 last week, I remember. And I was telling you guys that after this bullish engulfing here, a little bit slow. After this bullish engulfing and we snapped back above, I was expecting price to push back up into these highs here. Wasn't sure if we're going to go and break through it, but you can see obviously we have broken through that. So yeah, US 30 back up to highs now. So, and it's just about tapped into that kind of wick resistance there at 36,500. So yeah, US 30 more likely than not probably will take these highs out. It might retrace before that, but it probably will go and take those highs out. So if I just draw a wick there to highlight the high, make that thicker for you guys, 36,572. I think that's probably your next target for this one, US 30. Again, I'm not too sure if this one will retrace much. I think it could just power on, to be honest. So yeah, if we've got this nice resistance here, so if we do take a bit of a breather, that'll be great. And I think just buys to go and take that wick out, and I'll probably look to take profit after we do stab through that wick. But yeah, the probability of US 30 going to take out that wick is quite high. with what the daily's looking like, 4H and everything. So yeah, bullish price with this one, expecting those highs to be taken out, and maybe once we do take those highs out, some sales could be looking a little bit better. But yeah, I wouldn't sell the pair right now. This one's still way too bullish for me, and I do think higher highs are coming. And Eurocad, sure thing. We'll take a look at Eurocad. So yeah, Eurocad has actually been on my watch this week. Again, I've been a bit torn with this one. I'm a bit on the fence now. I can see reasons to go bullish on this one, but I can also see reasons to go bearish. So I'm a little bit torn with Eurocad, and I'll just run you through my thought process quickly. So essentially, we've got this prior support here, this kind of higher low. Price had that push, the pullback, failed to break through this, a lot of weight to the downside, saw a nice move, and now we've retraced back up into that same area. So we could easily see another swing to the upside and price go bullish again. And the fact that potentially Eurocad could be reversing this bearish trend does mean a higher low could be forming for some continuation. So I can see reason to go bullish, but then also price has actually tapped into this kind of major support here in the left-hand resistance, and has respected it quite well. So I can actually see price, rolling over to the downside as well, back down to some of these lows. So Eurocad kind of in a tough spot between this resistance and that support. So yeah, I wouldn't probably look to hold on to a swing trade for this one, just because I'm not too sure about the bigger picture. But if Eurocad does hold on to this support, I don't see any reason why not we can't get another push back into 1.46. Come and retest that daily resistance there. Might roll over, might break through. We'll only find out when we do get there. But Eurocad coming to a key support. Price action 4H, a little bit bearish still. Nice push down the 10 o'clock close, GMT that is, but overall not really moving too well for buyers. A lot of wicks there. Still telling us that the bears are still mainly in control of this market. So if we do come back, roll over again, that would be great. See if we can retest this, hold it again, see another bullish reaction, kind of a triple bottom almost. And I'll say some longs will be looking good, and I'll say a push back up into kind of the 1.46 region would look good. So yeah, I think Eurocad, a nice push to 1.46. Other than that, yeah, I wouldn't do anything else. If you do break through this, then yeah, we probably are rolling over. Nice break and retest, simple entry there. We could take advantage of that. But yeah, if we can respect that again, I would say some buys look good back up into that resistance there. So yeah, I hope that made sense. If not, guys, just let me know and I'll run over it again. Sold yesterday, yes, I'm still bleeding. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. Not every trade's going to work. Again, that's where you got to manage your risk. And yeah, that's why it's a bit difficult with these indices, because unlike Forex, because Forex is very, very up and down. Trends don't last as long, and it's not really such a trending market. Either like indices, when indices get moving, they can get moving, and it can be difficult to take positions in the opposite direction. But then again, these indices, they don't retrace too much. They either retrace a lot, like this, a big retracement, or they don't retrace that much, with a few sideways candles, big move, slight drop, big move, one bearish candle, big move. So yeah, US 30 can definitely be difficult to go against the grain with. The same for the other indices, really. But yeah, there's always a lesson to learn behind every trade, win or lose, of course. Just got to get back up on the horse. But yeah, nothing wrong with that. I mean, potentially could win all your losses back in your next trade. So obviously that's not the mentality to have, but that's the beauty of trading. One winning trade can pull you right back into things. But yeah, I'll take it that you tried to get short at this resistance here, which does look like a good place. I mean, we could have seen at least a slight dip to the downside before the bigger move. Just that US 30 had some other plans in store. But yeah, so pound AUD, like I said earlier, I've been looking at some longs with this one. It's a very messy pair, I do have to admit, but I do can see the move to the upside quite clearly now. Again, last week I've been a bit torn. I remember telling you guys I can see reasons for pound AUD to go bearish, and I can see reasons for pound AUD to go bullish. So I didn't really look to get into any trades with pound AUD. I was kind of just monitoring the pairs, see if we can get a nice clearer, price action, clearer structure. Never really happened last week. We kind of tried to roll over, lost momentum, forming a little bit of like a bowl shape here. We pushed up and then we retraced back. So for me, pound AUD has tried to roll over to the downside here. We've had this massive sell-off. Prices tried to form that lower high to roll over, to at least back into these lows, potentially some new lows beyond that. But we failed quite miserably to roll over there. We've had a nice push there, tried to roll over once, failed, tried to do it again, failed. So I think even though it's very, very choppy, I think price is just slowly getting ready for a move to the upside. So there's two ways you can trade this. The safer way would be waiting for obviously a break of this resistance and then looking for that retest to go long back up into 1.87800. But obviously that retest doesn't always happen. Pretty much what we learned this week, with a lot of pairs that I've gone through our weekly analysis, looking for that retracement. A lot of the pairs have retraced, but for about half the distance of which I would like them to. So we don't always get that retest, we don't always get that retracement. That's just part of trading, of course. So ways to counteract that is to get involved obviously before the break. And the best way to do that is obviously look to get long somewhere, and then when we do come into that resistance, look to take some profit off, maybe even get a stop loss to break even. So if we do reject that resistance and price comes down against you, at least you protected your position. But if you're lucky enough to call the break, you've already got a nice trade in there, and you're protected by this nice thick barrier of resistance now turning support. And if we do retrace, you can look to add another position in, to really capitalize on that move. So I'm trying to see if we can get a long opportunity before I expect price to break. Looking at the hourly time frame, it just looks a little bit choppy here. But you can see we are putting in higher lows, which is the key thing here. So you can see those wicks there are all forming higher lows here. And I do think price is just slowly getting ready to roll over. So if price maybe can roll back up into here, respect this double bottom, that could be a nice place for buys, something like this for pound AUD, stop loss there, look for a push into there, kind of like a 1-to-1, well, it's about 1.6, something like that. And then can get stop loss to break even, take some profit off the table, and then see what happens. Maybe if you can get the break, fantastic. I'll look for the retest as well to add some more trades in. But if it does roll back against me, at the end of the day, we haven't lost the trade. So pound AUD is on the watch list. Like I said, a little bit choppy, difficult to trade, but if there is a clean opportunity later on, I will be looking to take it, because after two major failed attempts to roll over, there's only one direction I do see price going in, and that is to the upside. And pound NZD as well, which does look very, very bullish, breaking through a very key level. I'm seeing pound NZD rally up into those highs there, and if pound NZD will rally up to those highs, there's a strong chance that pound AUD will follow behind it as well. So it's a nice confluence there, and correlation, adding extra confidence for the trade. So we'll be looking at pound AUD for some longs, see if we can get into those trades. Price actually not looking too good, but I will be keeping an eye on it, and if I do get anything, I'll let you guys know in my Telegram. Another pair I've had my eyes on, pound seek chef, another break and retest kind of situation here. Nice resistance going on there, so very, very simple trade opportunity here. Price has collapsed the downside, bit of consolidation, potential reversal here, looking for that retest to go long. So I want to see pound seek chef roll over for me one more time, see if we can get a nice double bottom sort of roll over, reject, go long, to look to target some of these areas. But in actual fact, I do see pound seek chef heading to these areas here on the left at 1.24200. So untested support will be time resistance, and if we can sustain this break, that is where I do see price heading towards. So pound seek chef for me, Bullish bias in this one, like I said, most pound pairs I am bullish on. Pound CHF, pound AUD, pound NZD, pound USD, pound JPY. So I'm expecting a lot of strength in the pound. Euro pound as well, I'm expecting that to go down. Bullish on the pound as well. So yeah, I'm pretty heavily bullish on the pound, bearish on the dollar. Pretty much explains why pound USD hasn't really retraced for us. And that one's still pushing higher. So yeah, a few pairs that have grabbed my eye, and looking to see if we can get involved in some of these moves here. Again, any pairs you guys are looking at, feel free to let me know. USD CAD still want to see that bigger retracement, so again, I'm not really interested in USD CAD unless we do see a bigger move. Gold, yeah, gold, like I said, on a weekly analysis, being bullish on gold, waiting for 1810 to snap, and you can see we've actually broken through, well, we're breaking through 1810 right now, which is, if we go on the daily quickly, this resistance here. Oh, we've actually had a close above yesterday, did not notice that. So yeah, gold is very, very bullish right now. Like I said, gold, I'm seeing 1845 up here is my target for gold. Very, very, very clean price action on this way back down. So I'm expecting a relatively smooth ride to the upside for gold back up into that same area. So if we can come back for a retest, again, the theme of the market the past couple of weeks has, I'm not going to retest for you, which is obviously a real downer. But if we can retest, great. Will be some really, really nice longs here. If not, and we don't retest, there might be some, like I said, for the other pairs, some setups on the lower time frames. I'm talking hourly, 30-minute time frame for trades, because we don't always get the retracement on the 4H, but sometimes we do push on, you know, on the hourly, and we get a nice break and retest opportunity, something like that. And then that would be a nice place to go long, take advantage of that move without seeing obviously the bigger retracement into that area. So there still will be opportunities to get long gold, just might not be the bigger move we're after. Obviously nothing's happened yet, so we'll still wait and see. But yeah, like I said, bullish on gold, expecting push into 1845, very, very strong resistance here. Actually, let me take that back. I've just noticed this level here, which I completely forgot about, my bad. Yeah, very, very key resistance here at 1830. Okay, so yeah, actually first target for gold will be 1830, then it'll be 1845. Yeah, that makes more sense, because we could definitely roll over from this area to the downside without obviously getting to 1845. So yeah, I completely forgot about this level here on the left. My bad there. But again, still a long way up, from where gold is trading right now. But I think first level, definitely 1830. If we do see some major rejection from around there, and if I'm in a trade, I'll definitely look to exit, because obviously very substantial reaction from 1830. And yeah, this is definitely a false break of 1830. This could be the retest of the level for even bigger sell-off. We'll find out, of course. But yeah, 1830 is where you want to be looking to target for gold. And then if we can snap 1830, 1845, and probably even back to highs, really, to be honest, if we do break 1830, because that is such a major level of resistance. So yeah, if we do break 1830, probably smash past 1845, to be honest. But yeah, you don't obviously have to trade the whole move. So yeah, gold, bullish on that one. Expecting price to continue to the upside there, looking very good. Just hope you can see that retracement. USD JPY has broke to the upside, so this one's a little bit interesting, because for quite a long time, actually probably about 3 weeks, I would say, I've been heavily bearish on USD JPY, expecting price to roll over to the downside, back down to this support, resistance here, turn support. I don't know how many times I've said to you guys I'm expecting 112 to be hit. However, USD JPY has been quite stubborn. We've seen a push, and price has been creating these quite minor higher lows and higher highs on the daily, on the 4H. and price just been respecting them and moving to the upside. So again, I haven't really found an entry to go short, so which is obviously the good thing, because back in the day, if I'm heavily bearish on a pair, I'll just be finding every opportunity to go short, and if I did, I'll definitely be suffering a lot of losses trying to short this one. But it hasn't really set up well for shorts. It was too choppy in there, and then when we had this big move back down, I was looking for some retracement. We formed a higher low, moved up, and then from then we've just been moving to the upside quite aggressively. So yeah, USD could actually be moving back to highs. Like I said on my weekly analysis, we do still have to take into account the higher time frames. The weekly chart is still very, very bullish here. You can still see the highs, the lows of that push. This here could just be another higher low for a higher high to form. And yeah, I do still have that long-term bias, which I said ages ago for USD back when we're around here for this pair. I still do have that 118 level as a target for this one. Obviously, I'm not looking to trade it into that. That will take don't know how many weeks. I'm not looking to stay into trade for that long, but it's always good to have that long-term bias of where potential price could go. Just so you can just be a bit more relaxed, really. And if price comes down, you're just looking for price to come back up, really. So yeah, USD very, very bullish. I think we're back to highs for this one. No sells here, wouldn't have to sell it really. Maybe some sells back at highs, strong area supply, big reaction there. Could see maybe a nice drop, but nothing now for me for USD for this one. Onwards and upwards for this one. So yeah, nothing quite there. NZUSD, like I said, I'm bullish on NZUSD. A little bit tricky because we do have some resistance here on the daily, but I'm expecting that's the snap. See some nice continuation. A little bit tricky there. Like I said, pretty much all the USD pairs haven't really retraced much. So yeah, the top of my watch list is pound AUD, is sort of Euro USD if we can have a bit of retracement. If it stands like this, then I'll leave it alone, just wait for the break and retest, which potentially might not even happen this week. But if we can see a nice push back down again, support, I will be looking to get interested. But yeah, pound AUD, I'll probably say, is the pair that I'm mainly focused on. Again, we're in the holiday period. I'm not expecting pairs to be moving as freely as they do normally. So I'm expecting a bit more choppy markets this time of year. But hopefully January we can pick things up again. So yeah, hopefully we can pick things up there. But yeah, still expecting Euro USD to break to the upside. Euro JPY has been a bit funny as well. I've been expecting Euro JPY to really push, which it finally has done. But it did consolidate for a bit, so I wasn't too sure if we were going to roll over. But essentially, price just failed to break through this support here on the left at 128. You can see really strong reactions with this massive move to the upside. We dipped below a few times, but again, price didn't really push away, did it? For us to expect that follow through. It was just consolidating, and now that we've seen a big push to the upside, a strong candle there on the weekly, we could see a bit more upside there. Euro JPY, and again, like I said, bullish on Euro USD, Euro JPY heavily linked in correlation. Expecting this one to rally as well. So right now coming to some resistance. Again, a lot of JPY pairs coming to some resistance, so expecting a little bit of downside. And if we can get it, great opportunity to get long and capitalize on that move. So not interested in shorts. Again, it's pretty much the same thing as pound JPY as well. Not really interested in shorts there. Yes, there could be some nice sells, but the bigger move for me is still for the bulls. Same for AUD/JPY as well. Still for the bulls on that one. So yeah, we could sell off. But like I said, the bigger move for me, break and retest. So yeah, and I think CHF/JPY is actually almost at highs now. Yeah, it's pretty much at highs. NZUSD, yeah, so I just looked at NZUSD, but I'll run over that one again for you. So yeah, NZUSD, I'm bullish on this one, looking for a move to the upside. We do have some nice support here on the left, which I'm looking for price to come back into. So this support here, coming back for retest at 0.68646. So I'm basically looking for price to give us another continuation to the upside for the USD. You can see here on the daily, if we go on the daily quickly, daily been quite bearish, so push, pullback, push, pullback, push. But this pullback has been quite big. Hasn't really broken out, but it's pushed past this prior candlestick closure there, and you can see we're now resting above that. So from a daily point of view, this could be a nice break and retest. You can see the 2 prior days there, you know, kind of small bearish candles there, lack of momentum. So I'm expecting NZUSD to pop to the upside. And again, I'm bearish on that US dollar, so I wouldn't be looking to really sell it either. And yeah, so we're basically holding that support. I'd say if you're looking for entries for NZUSD, see maybe if we can roll over one more time, get a nice high-low formation, respect that, nice wick back into here, and some nice continuation. So for me, pretty much bullish on this one. Yeah, back up to 0.68646, which is that obviously major daily low term resistance. And I think that's a really nice target. Obviously, first targets will be this prior high here on the left at 0.68350, because obviously you could catch a nice move to the upside, and then price runs down against you respecting that prior high. So if you're looking at buyers bands the USD, I was saying this is the support you want to do it at 0.68, really nice psychological level as well. So you do have that in confluence, but yeah, push back to these highs. Then if we can break through, you can look for that daily level there at 0.68646. And if you're looking to sell the pair, yeah, I'll wait for price to break through, excuse me, to break through that support, put a lower high in, and then yeah, roll over from there. I think that's probably the most logical place to short. Shorting here, you are coming into a very strong support. You can see how many times we rejected this. You know, all these wicks here haven't been perfect into the support, but it's still a lot of rejection around this area. So generally, if we do roll over, we might bounce back up again, which is why I'm saying wait for maybe price to roll over again, then you can look to get long. So yeah, for me, bullish on the USD, expecting price to rally to the upside. I've actually checked. Thanks, Chia, no problem, bro. I haven't actually checked the news for this week, so let me just take a little look-see to see what's happening. Okay, so today pretty much nothing. Some US dollar news, only medium impact though, so I won't be expecting too much from them. Yeah, a lot of low impact news events, so nothing pretty much today. Tomorrow, a little bit of Euro, 9 a.m. high impact, US dollar high impact, 130. Okay, it does liven up a little bit on Thursday, a little bit on Friday. So yeah, pretty much a relatively quiet week here for the fundamental side of things for news events, which obviously is quite self-explanatory given the time of year it is. But that's obviously good to see in terms of, you know, no expected or unexpected, I should say, unexpected moves against us. So yeah, relatively calm. So yeah, if I can get some good opportunities for the pairs I'm looking at, I will, you know, be looking to get along. So pound AUD, Euro USD, pound CHF as well. If I can get some nice retracement for that one. Again, not too sure if I will. False break took you out, yeah. Again, Cheer, that's actually a good sign though. Obviously not a good sign because it took out your trade, but when you do see price do that false break and snap back up again, and it's still in line with your bias, it's a good sign that price is actually still going to go in your direction. Again, I'm not trying to build the habit of, okay, price is just taking me out, oh, it's looking bullish again, let me just buy back in. But, you know, that in itself is a pattern, the false break. So, you know, sometimes when that does happen to me as well, when I do see some false moves against me, normally I just, look to get back in again. Get back in again the trade. Obviously not all the time it's going to work, but most of the time it does move in my direction. And sometimes, because again, especially when the market is moving like this, very, very choppy, lacking momentum, sometimes it does need to see the false break to rattle some feathers, activate some stop losses, get some people caught on the wrong side for the bigger move to take place. So but you do see false breaks like that, and it does take you out. Normally I'm looking to get back in again, obviously if it's still looking good. But yeah, in terms of the bias, I'm the same bias as you as well. Yeah, I would still be expecting price to continue up, but obviously I think are you ready in a USD pair? No, I'm not too sure actually. But yeah, it's completely up to you. I'm not saying you have to get back into the trade, of course you don't. But yeah, I think after that false break there, I think price is going to get ready to push up again. If we do see another push to the downside into that support and another bullish reaction, I think I'll probably look to see if I can get a nice push to the upside there. Don't normally trade it when it's this choppy and we do have resistance on the left, but it does look quite clean, especially if you can get that next test. And even if it does roll over again, we can probably get a little brief move to the upside into this resistance, 20 odd pips, before it does go against us. So might not be the best setup in the world, but we could catch some nice partials before maybe price does roll over. But if we do see that dollar weakness, which I'm expecting, then I would expect NZD to give us that bigger move anyway, really. But yeah, after that false break, normally we do see that move. So I mean, just something to keep a lookout for. Pound USD still pushing up. So again, I'm not sure if we'll see a retracement for this one. So in this case scenario, you probably want to be looking at the next level, which is this prior high it just formed. Seeing price can push back up into this. Again, these type of setups are not the greatest. Looking for the break and retest of these highs, the retest of these lows. You really want to be basing your trades off the kind of major levels, because that's where most buyers and sellers will be located. So normally you can get a bigger push in your moves, a bigger push in your trades. When you're buying from these kind of local areas of support and resistance, yes, they could definitely work, and obviously they do work. It's just that sometimes you can see that the push happen, it go in your favor, 20, 30 pips, and then it comes back against you just for the bigger retracement to happen. So if you do look to get involved in a move like that, I'll probably say as soon as you get to a decent amount of pips, 20, 30 pips, especially working like in a half an hour or hourly time frame, I would say get your stoppers to break even, because the idea of getting into a trade at these areas is that the momentum for pound USD is very, very strong. We're not expecting that bigger pullback to happen, so that's why we look to get involved off these levels. And it is correct, pound USD momentum is very strong, and I don't think I see it having that bigger pullback into that level, really. And it's past the halfway mark between that support and that resistance, so you expect it just to be gravitated towards that resistance up there at 1.35. So like I said, it's still a good setup. It's just that we could still roll over from that. But for me, pound USD is onwards and upwards for that one. And yeah, it's either that or you probably won't even get into a trade, because if you do wait for the bigger retracement, probably won't get a trade in. It might actually hit the target first and then come back down, before price actually comes back into that support. And even coming into that resistance, we might not even see that whole move down. It might just come halfway, form a higher low, and then continue the reversal as well. So that's why it's always good to practice multi-time frame analysis, because it means you can take advantage of most moves in the market. Does mean you have to be on the ball a lot. But obviously in terms of taking advantage of moves, just having one time frame, being a bit one-dimensional is good, but obviously it doesn't let you take advantage of all the opportunities which you can analyze. So I'm not saying that opportunities that you have no idea what's going to go on and you're still looking to buy or sell, I'm talking about opportunities where, okay, I can see pound USD is probably going to rally up to 1.35, but I don't think it will retrace back down to this level for me to buy it. So how do I look to trade this? Again, you have to dive deeper into the low time frames to get those opportunities, because the likelihood is pound USD is not going to do that pullback for us. It could do, yes, but probably won't. So it's about how to trade that. Again, I don't normally take those opportunities because I do trade a wide range of markets, not markets, wide range of currency pairs. So there's always normally an opportunity around the corner for me from obviously a bigger and better stop loss, bigger and better resistance or support. So I don't normally entertain the lower time frames, but there's been many times, especially on the stream, where I've talked to people about a potential move that will happen. It's happened, but obviously I've never traded it because risk reward was never good, or it never came to the area I was looking to buy or sell at, which is something in the future probably do want to add to my game. But yeah, pound USD pushing strong. USD is probably going to continue. So yeah, we're probably not going to see the retracements we're after for Euro. So with that said, I'm probably going to be looking at pound CHF a lot more now, and pound AUD, see if I can get anything there. We're looking not as strong as like if this can push on a lot further. It's a little bit difficult. I mean, I need a bigger stop loss below this, because ideally I want to see pound AUD come in and retest this level and then go bullish. But it looks like it's forming support just slightly higher, and especially if this closes very strongly, that probably would be an entry signal, something like that. But again, risk reward probably not the best coming to that resistance, looking about 0.92, so not even 1-to-1. Yeah, a little bit tricky. Again, it's a very tricky pair, and if it doesn't set up well, I'll probably just not trade it. But quite confident with this move to the upside for pound AUD, so I will be looking to trade it. And if it does mean I have a slightly bigger stop loss than I want to, I'll probably still look to get involved. I'll still look to take some partials here, get a stop loss to break even. But yeah, it might be where you just have to sit on the hands a little bit, wait for the break, and hope you can get the retest, and then continue. But yeah, for me, pound AUD, I'm seeing that one push on further. Pound entity, I'd still imagine looking fairly strong. Yeah, that one's looking like it's going to push on. So yeah, pound entity, pound AUD pretty much in sync, or coming into sync. Pound AUD not so much, but in terms of direction, that both those pairs I'm seeing going a lot further to the upside. So we'll be looking at pound AUD buys. As the other pairs, not too many other pairs I've got my eyes on, to be honest. Yeah, not many other pairs I've got my eye on, to be honest. A lot of kind of corrective behaviour this week. Well, so far this week anyway. I was hoping USD can give me that bigger retracement. Still can do, but not looking best now. Maybe pound CAD can retrace, but again, like I said before, I'm not too sure if it will retrace. This one looks like it's still pushing on. I think there could be an opportunity coming up for UNZD. It's not the clearest pair yet, but I think the opportunity could be coming up. And I'm talking about potentially price pushing back to highs for this one. I think we can see some continuation of that bullish momentum. Looking at the weekly chart, we had a big push. This here is just like a kind of like a big inside bar pattern. Not really inside bar because we have spiked the high yet. Actually, no, it is inside bar because this prior candle here hasn't breached the high or low. So yeah, we've breached the high and breached the low, but we're still trading within the range. So we've had a nice push. This here, I'm treating as retracement for price to continue forward. Dropping down to the day, you can see price just in that range, respecting that low. Not the clearest buys in the world. You can see how it's moving very corrective. but I'm expecting USD to give us a move back up into the highs at 1.67600. How I'm looking to trade it is it's a little bit difficult because of how it's moving. Here could easily be a bearish flag pattern for price to roll over. So I don't want to just buy into it too quickly. But essentially, if price can just maintain support, then it would be a nice buy. Again, for this one, probably want to get your stop loss, not stop loss, take some profit at highs like so, where we could easily roll over, see that bear flag pattern happen. And if we do snap through this, then the move is probably on, and we'll probably see the move into 1.67600. So for me, I'll say I'm bullish on USD. Structure and the way it's moving is not the best. It's definitely not the best. So I do want price to clear up a little bit, give me some better price action. But I do think USD is going to move higher, back up to 1.67600. So expecting that move up again. USD, Euro, Euro AD, Pound, AD and Pound NZD. I'm expecting a bit of upside from them, coming into some nice areas of support, and obviously failing to break through some lows. Pound pair, well, Pound AD and Pound NZD obviously are moving a little bit better. Pound's a lot stronger than Euro, as you can see by Euro Pound, still rolling over. Again, for this one, I did say last week that potentially we could still see a move back down into these lows. I did exit the trade at this level here, because again, that was my plan, to exit my trade here, because I was potentially thinking that price could put in that higher low to reverse potentially. But yeah, after that big drop there, I was quite confident price was still going to move on to the lows here. I still am fairly confident price will roll over. Again, wasn't my plan to trade that move, so that's why I exited the trade. But I do think Euro Pound will still roll over. I was hoping that Euro Pound could drive back up into this support first, and then roll over. But yeah, it doesn't look like Euro Pound is going to see that move. So difficult to trade this one as well. I'd say if we can get retracement back into this high, form a little double top, that will be interesting. But yeah, for me, Euro Pound is going to roll over into lows. Sure thing, Andy, we'll take a look at gold for you there. Okay, so yeah, gold. My bias on gold is still quite bullish. I'm expecting the price to continue higher to 1830. First target and 1845 second target. We've had this key area at 1810, which price closed above yesterday. And so far we're seeing that momentum just kind of spill over into today, and we're seeing that bullish momentum carry on. So for me, on the weekly analysis video I made, if you guys haven't checked that out, feel free to go do so. It's on my channel where I do break down pairs for the week for trades. I was talking about the retest of 1810 to go long. Whether we see that happen or not, again, it's completely up to the market if it wants to retrace for us. But for me, the best opportunity here is if we do come back down, confirm it as support, and we can look for a nice long opportunity there to go long. Because I'm quite bullish on gold, not interested in selling the pair pretty much at all, unless we snap back below this level. Get back below, then I'll be interested in potentially selling the pair, because this could be a false break. But as of right now, we're pretty much holding that 1810 level. So come back, retrace for us, and I will look to go long into 1830, which is this key level of daily resistance. 1, 2, 3, big collapse to the downside from these areas. That 1830 is a very, very important level, which I completely missed before. But yeah, 1830 with the first target. And then next target after that would be 1845, which is this area of support / supply that we never came back to revisit. So still fresh area where some sellers will be located and price could be drawn to that area. So yeah, 1830, break through that, 1845, that's what I'm expecting for gold. And yeah, simply waiting for a little bit of pullback for this one, and riding this to the upside there. So yeah, I hope that analysis is clear for you. Again, we might not see that bigger move there to the downside, so there is this area of resistance here we could pull back into, retest that, then go long. Obviously it would be nice for price to come back into that major level of support resistance, but we don't always have to. You can see really nice resistance if we just go along price there. Price has really respected that, so if we can hold that as support, you know, we do have a high probability chance that price will continue to the upside. And, you know, 1830, you can see how clean the price action is when we melted. Very clean price action, so not a lot of support resistance in our way here, and we could see a fairly clean move back up. So if you do get into a buy, it could be a really nice trade there. But yeah, I hope that was clear enough for you. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can see the retracement after the pound sleep chef here, so oh well. I mean, it looks like it is forming a. Looks like it is forming. Let's get rid of all this, by the way. It looks like it is forming potentially like a double bottom here. So you can see came back down, formed that support, came up during the Asian session, came back down, London respecting again, coming into New York turnover in a bit. So yeah, it looks like we're just finding support there. Again, that's not really a level I'll look to get long off. I mean, in a bullish trend, you'd expect support to hold, resistance to break. But I do like to find the more valuable levels of support and resistance to sell and buy from, to give myself the best probability of the trade moving in my favor. But yeah, essentially if that support holds, we'll probably drive higher, at least back into these highs here. Could roll over from there again. If we do snap through, yeah, we're coming back to these highs here on the left. Probably higher as well. So yeah, I was looking to see if price can come back into here. Still am, but I'm not too sure if we will. Not too sure if we will. GJ's still pushing on, so yeah, the shorts are still definitely not there. You know, early in the stream I did say if we can hold this level, potentially some nice shorts to the downside. But yeah, we're definitely not seeing those shorts come in right now unless we snap right back down. Because I did say to you early in the stream that we basically just do have consolidation right here. And if we maybe see a false break of that consolidation and a big move back down, maybe some sells coming up from that. But if we just snap through this and continue bullish, yeah, price is probably going to continue a lot higher. So sells on pound JPY definitely not there. I'm still heavily bullish on pound JPY, looking for moves up into these areas. Yeah, I'm looking for that bigger retracement, but I'm not too sure if we'll see it today. Might need to stay on my hands a little bit and waiting for that move. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe it could happen in New York session. We'll have to see. But as things stands, pound JPY still bullish. Definitely no selling opportunities there. And USD still moving as the same it is. AUSD still looking bullish as well. So like this one, I said that's the target I had for the week. So coming to the week, that's what I was looking for price to get to. Again, I was hoping price could come back down, retest this resistance here, and then move bullish. But it doesn't look like we're getting that right now. Very strong close there. You can see how hourly is moving. So I'm going to be expecting AUSD to continue to the upside. Again, if we come back into that support, again, I don't draw these support and resistance levels because that's where I think price will go. Obviously, these target levels, I think price will go. But these support and resistance is just to see if price can come here, respect it, form a higher low, and possible buys. So if that can happen, buys will be looking good. But obviously, price can just rally to the upside if it wants to. It doesn't have to retrace back down again. Right, so that's an interesting comment there. But yeah, I think AUSD probably will rally. Yeah, DXY is looking bearish than ever. Right now, we've got about 30 minutes or so before that 4H candle closes. So yeah, we failed to push higher up. You can see I had 2 attempts to push higher. First attempt failed, second attempt failed. Forming a lower high right now. And yeah, for me, DXY looks like it's going to push into this low here at 95,850, and this here is the key all important level for DXY on the 4H time frame. If we can break through 95,850, then I do expect DXY to be falling very, very aggressively, because again, all of this, guys, is just build up of orders, price distributing and getting ready to roll over. We've had numerous attempts to try to go bullish. We've failed miserably, pretty much all of them. So there's only one real direction it can go. Whether it will go, whether DXY will fall this week or next week, obviously not too sure. Price could come back to the support, and because we are on the holidays, we might not have the volume needed to break through this level. We could just be a little bit choppy, maybe see some upside, come back down again. So yeah, if this level can break and obviously stay broken, because obviously you can see a lot of wicks here, price has been trying to break through this but failing to do so. If we can break through this, and like I said, DXY 94,600. Obviously there will be levels here I'll be looking to target before that, but overall daily target will be a swing into that level. So yeah, bearish on the dollar for the next few days and few weeks now. I don't think I'll probably look to entertain any type of shorts on Euro, Pound, AUD. For me, the bigger moves are definitely with the bulls there. So yeah, if I can get anything for them, I think the best USD pair for me that looks the best right now is probably NZD USD. Again, it's not moving fantastically, but it's just the only pair that hasn't really, seen that much upside yet. That and Euro, but Euro just very, very choppy. NZD USD, we've seen a bit of conviction, early on, but overall we haven't really turned bullish yet, have we? AUD, we've seen that pair kind of turn bullish there with those higher highs, higher lows. Pound USD's already done that move. USD-CAD's already sold off quite a bit. UCHF looks like that one's selling off as well. So yeah, I think NZD-USD looks like the best USD pair to trade. Obviously, it's completely down to the trader, but in my opinion, NZD-USD buys look the best. So yeah, if I can get anything there for NZD-USD, I'll probably look to get a nice trade here. I'll let you guys know in my Telegram, so if you haven't checked that out, feel free to go do so. I'll post my trading setups there throughout the week if I can get any for you guys. So yeah, feel free to check that out, link in the description, or if you scroll to the top of the chat, I do have a link for my Telegram there, and also my recommended broker if you're looking for a broker. I use IC Markets. My affiliate link there. My affiliate link is there if you want to use it. But yeah, feel free to go do that. Yeah, but other than that, guys, I'm not seeing too much in the markets here. I think everything's just waiting for something to happen. And we do have a relatively calm week in terms of news events as well. So I've got a feeling this week we might not see anything too major happen. Price might just be getting ready for next week for January. But obviously, if we do get any opportunities, we will be looking to take advantage of that. Pound AD looking fairly strong there. So yeah, if we can get a strong close, I'll consider entering. If we close like that, I probably wouldn't enter this trade. I still do have that bullish bias, but it's not the cleanest price action in the world. And I notice when the price action doesn't always add up with my bias, those are normally the trades that do eventually cost me. Trades where I do have a bias of where I think the price will go, but the setup is not that good, the entry signal is not that good, it's not moving well, but I still take the trade anyway. Those are normally the trades that don't normally go to plan. Whereas the ones that I do have a bias for, and then it gives me a good setup in the direction of that bias, those trades normally work really, really well. So yeah, Pound AD doesn't give me a good close, a good entry signal. I'll probably let this one be and just look for that break and retest. But yeah, I do see this one continue to the upside here. Obviously, I'm not in the trade yet, but I will be looking for some entries. But if nothing comes, I'll just leave pound AD alone. And like I said, wait for that breaking retest of 1.86200, which is that level of resistance there. And I will be looking for a push into 1.88, which is about 187 pips. So if we can get the breaking retest, that's definitely still a very, very good opportunity. You can see very, very clean price action on the way down. Could see price mimic that on the way back up as well. So yeah, that breaking retest still looks very, very tasty. Can get that wicked. We'll look to enter. But yeah, I'll still be looking to see if we can get an entry beforehand, before the break. If not, then so be it. Gee, you're starting to get some spam here. That's how you know you made it, when you get spam in your chat. I'm just joking. But yeah, NZUSD looks the best here. Obviously, price action is still very choppy, so I did say if we come back in for a retest, could be some nice longs. I think NZD might still be a little bit weak looking across the board. Obviously, pound NZD is flying, but pound is probably the strongest currency right now from what I'm seeing. Euro JPY is still trying to push up. So yeah, those JPY pairs probably still will continue there. So definitely no selling opportunities for them, I would say. Unless it's a false move, but I doubt it is. For CAD JPY, I had this target for the week at 90-200. I think we're going to go smash through that and see a higher high above that. So CAD JPY for this one onwards and upwards as well. I would not entertain any shorts. Of course, you could pull back a little bit further, but I think those shorts will still be short-lived. The buyers are definitely still the better opportunity in my opinion. A bit of a fake move to the downside there. A few wicks, strong close. We could really push on now. CHF JPY, that one's pretty much already hit the target for this one, which is these highs here. Ever since we broke through out of that consolidation, yeah, we were only going one way. How was Eurocad moving? Eurocad's still relatively choppy. Like I said, another retest, that will be interesting, but I do see a push back into 1.46. Yeah, so do you see a push back into 1.46 for Eurocad, respecting this support. Not the cleanest price action in the world, so like I said previously, if we can come back down, show a high-low formation, could get long. I wouldn't jump in long to that, but in terms of bias and everything, I do expect price going up. So if you do have a good stop loss below this level here, you should be fairly protected. But yeah, I'm not looking to enter that trade there. But my bias still stands back up to 1.46 for Eurocad. Pound CAD, I'm expecting that one to continue, and this one still is. So yeah, probably not going to get that retracement that we're after for Pound CAD either. Not even back into that kind of hourly level. I was looking for a push into this daily level here to go long, which is that level there. I was looking to see if price can come back, come back, retest, and then go long. But yeah, that does not look like it's happening. Yeah, I get into that situation all the time. Trust me, all the time. And I do that, and especially with the excuse me, my throat's quite dry. Especially with the stream as well, because I analyze a lot of pairs, and like I say to you guys, I only have about 2, 3, 4 pairs on my watch list or on my mind at one time. Just because it's quite hard to digest all kind of like 28, 29 pairs that I look at, actually more than that because of in the season gold. So yeah, it's quite hard to digest all the information on those charts at the same time. So I scan through the pairs at the weekend, and I kind of pick around no more than 8 pairs to trade for the week, and then I just kind of keep an eye out for a few other pairs at the end of the day to see how it goes. So I'm not really looking at too many pairs at once, and then because I do the live stream and I look at so many pairs at the same time for people, I probably didn't, like, for example, say I did plan to trade Euro CHF this week, but then I analyze it for someone, and I could see quite clearly move Euro CHF going up, for example, but I know that it's not my plan to trade it, so I still don't trade it, even though coming back at the end of the week it did move that move. And I know what you mean as well when, say for example, pound CAD, I'm pretty certain that price will move to 1.72700, but again, I might not get an entry for this, and that's just trading, to be fair. I mean, there is a way to take advantage of this, and that's dropping right down to the lower time frames. I'm talking 50-minute, 5-minute, looking for retracements on those levels. Got a level here, that's the 15, the 5 hope funds a level here. That's the only way really going to take advantage of those opportunities, Gia, if you drop down to low time frames, which is nothing wrong with that, but it just skews things up, because the way you normally do things, there's not really a trade for you, even though you're fairly confident that price will go up or price will go down. So yeah, definitely frustrating missing out on those moves, but I think definitely come to acceptance of that, because that will definitely be a thing that will happen, throughout your trading career. Pretty much there'll be moves going all the time in the market, moves that you expected to happen, moves that you predicted time ago and never capitalized on. I mean, I'll probably have, for every trade that I have capitalized on, there's probably a trade that I haven't capitalized on. So about 50% of the moves that I'm expecting to happen, that do happen, I'll probably only capitalize about 50% of them. And I think, as you go on to become a better trader, you just start to increase that from 50, 55 to 65, 65 to 70, and so on and so forth. And that just comes with confidence, dropping to the low time frames and still getting your trades in. But yeah, I 100% agree, it is frustrating. Especially when you do look at a wide range of markets where you're expecting price to do a lot of things. So yeah, I think you just got to accept the fact, but obviously look at it in as a way that there's obviously room for you to improve, so you can actually take advantage of those opportunities in the future. And that just comes from either entering low time frames or getting into the trade early and just spotting it earlier. Both of them are difficult, but it's not about the trades that you don't catch, it's about the trades that you do catch that do matter at the end of the day. So yeah, frustrating, but that's just trading. But I do hear you. Pound AD not moving too well for me there, so it might still be kind of moving correctively there. Maybe that gives it the opportunity to push into that support I'm looking for price to come into, which obviously means I can get a tighter stop loss, better entry, maybe even a 1 to 2 into that resistance. That would be great, because if I do get the break, we can really push the trade further. And if it does come back against me, if it's to actually get a decent amount of pips and decent risk reward. But yeah, if we do reject that trend line, we could roll over one more time back into the support. If I do see some good rejection, let's get a long double bottom formation back up into resistance, and I'll see if I can push the trade further and you can get a snap of that. And if not, I'll just be patient and wait for the break of the resistance up there. But yeah, that is a plan for pound AD. It's not even the best setup, to be honest. With you, it's not really that clean. There's definitely cleaner setups that I've traded, in the past. But I'm not seeing too much in the markets here. Well, I'm seeing a lot of opportunities. Again, a lot of pairs. I do have fairly good ideas of where they're going. It's just that they haven't retraced for me. So pretty much what you're saying, Chia, like pound USD, I was looking for a bit more retracement for that one. Pound JPY as well, looking for retracement for that one. So many pairs I've been looking for retracement. Euro USD as well. I'm expecting that to break out. Turns out I might not even catch that breakout if it doesn't give me a clear opportunity. Yes, could buy into that, but it's not looking too good because stop loss does have to kind of be below that low there. I could get a bit aggressive, but then that's just not really a good opportunity at all, really. Just stop loss below that trend line could definitely easily take me out. So yeah, I would have to have fairly big stop loss. So that's why I'm looking for Euro USD to roll over for me. But yeah, if things stay as is, I probably won't even take advantage of that opportunity, which I've been looking for so long now, past week or so, for Euro USD. So I'll be hoping to see if we can get a break and retest of that level. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And beggars cannot be choosers. Also do have my eye on gold, but like I said, I'm not sure if gold will retrace. Yeah, so it looks like NZSD could potentially see that move higher. Again, we do have a little bit of a trend line. I should draw that using the bodies. A little bit more accurate. Yeah, so do have a little bit of a trend line there for NZUSD, but I'm expecting that to push on. Like I said, heavily bearish on DXY. So being heavily bearish on DXY, I'm not interested at getting long on the dollar at all for the rest of the week, that is, unless something happens. Unless DXY reverses and takes out this level here, then I'll change my bias, stay below that. Even if price does push up strongly into that resistance, that's great, because that means a lot of USD pairs will retrace, and that gives us a great opportunity to take advantage of that dollar weakness. Break above that, we're making higher highs, higher lows, and I'll start to reanalyze everything again, because we could still potentially retrace for a break and retest of this level, which we never came back to retest. But I think price is forming a lower high here and getting ready to roll over. So yeah, heavily bearish on the DXY, expecting dollar to see a lot of downside in the next few days and weeks. So yeah, not interested in selling NZUSD, pound USD, Euro USD. Not interested at all. Yeah, exactly, Chia. There's so many times where I've analysed pairs for people and the moves actually happen, but again, I haven't traded the opportunity. Obviously, because either the retracement I was looking for never happened, or simply I was looking at other pairs at the time. It's not my watch list. If I'm heavily invested in a couple, 2-3 pairs, I'm not gonna start to look at another pair for that. So it's either I'm invested in some other currencies, or nothing. The retracement I was looking for never happened. So yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow, but it's also good confidence as well, because it shows that your bias is good in the market, and that you can trust your bias as well. Because especially when you're starting out, you can have a bullish bias or a bearish bias, but you're half kind of doubting it. You're not too sure, is this actually going to go up? Is this actually going to go down? Whereas for me, I fully trust my bias. Obviously, I will be wrong. I'm not going to always be right. But as long as I can get a good entry, I fully trust my bias, which works out obviously more often than not. So it obviously gives me that confidence, even though I'm not actually taking the trades. It gives me confidence to look back and go, okay, I got that right, oh, I got that wrong, what happened there? Okay, got that right. So it's good to see. Obviously not always get an opportunity, but that just gives me room for growth just see how can I take advantage of those opportunities in the future. And from what I've seen, it's mainly just looking at those lower time frames. Euro pound sells, nice. Yeah, so euro pound sells, I'm looking at price going back down to these lows. Yeah, I was looking for retracing back up into this support this week, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Price is still heavily bearish. They're putting wicks to the upside. You see two shooting star candlesticks in a row. So euro pound is quite bearish. I'm not expecting too much retracement for this one. I think we'll probably just roll over here. Obviously, we are coming into the support here on the left, but I think we'll probably just roll over, come into 0.83. 0.83900, which is this support here on the left. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting euro pound to go. In the euro pound sells, nice. Okay, so yeah, just manage this one because we could react to this support, of course, and see price drive higher. Again, I'm not expecting price to do that, but if we do, it depends where your stop loss, where your entry is. Do be aware that we could come back for a retest of this before we do roll over. But if we can snap through this, we should see a fairly clean move into those lows. So yeah, euro pound sells looks like a good trade there. And so you got a nice little position on. And yeah, all you just need to do is wait to see if we can snap through that 0.84228 level. And that should give you some nice smooth price action to the downside. Because price is consolidating on top of that support. If I go in the hourly time frame, you can see we've bounced through it a couple of times. So yeah, price still does need to break through this to really sell off for you. But yeah, I think it will happen. In terms of the higher time frames, daily, weekly, 4H, everything's looking bearish. So yeah, in terms of direction, I think you're in the correct direction. Just need to see a break of that support. No problem, shit. Mate, as long as there's characters left to type, you can type as much as you want. Okay, yeah, that is another common thing, a lot of people experience. I think, okay, there's either like two things that happens. It's either you're moving your stop loss to break even too quickly. Yeah, even you're moving your stop loss to break even too quickly. But at the same time, if it does take your trade out at break even, and it gives you another entry to another signal to re-enter, you probably do want to re-enter, because the whole point of moving stop loss to break even is not because the trade is invalid, not because you're wrong and price action can go the other way. It's just to protect your capital and protect potentially a losing trade when you've actually made some profit, because you don't want to go profit to turn into loss. You want to bank that. So the whole idea for stop loss to break even is just simply to protect your capital. So the thing about that is that some people move it to break even too quickly, and they get stopped out and moves in their direction, and because their analysis and entry and everything is still correct, it's just that price wants to come back a little bit just to go in your same direction. So if you do get another signal to re-enter, 100% you should be taking that signal to re-enter, because everything bias, entry, where your analysis lies is probably still pretty much on the cards. It's just that price has come back one more time, and price does do that a lot. It does come back you can see that across many currencies. It does come back a lot to stop people out before it does make the move. So if I was you, 100% look for re-enters, or try and be a little bit more braver and hold that stop loss. Don't move the stop loss to break even so quickly. And the best way to try that out is put down a demo where you're not risking capital on the line and you're not messing with your psychology too much. So yeah, try that on a demo. Try moving your stop loss a little bit later. Try moving your stop loss to break even a little bit later. Obviously, you will have more losses because there will be trades that your stop loss would have protected. But if you're using correct risk reward, as in anything 3-1 and above, the win rate is not really so much important. It's about staying consistent with your risk reward. So if they're still going in direction and hitting your take profit, you can sacrifice a few losses to capitalize on those TPs. So stop loss to break even, I think, is probably the best thing to do, because sometimes it does wick into your stop loss and doesn't really give a re-entry signal. It just goes in your direction. But if you do get a signal to re-enter, I would highly recommend looking to re-enter. Again, if you're not confident, whack it in a demo account and build your confidence like that before you can transfer it to live. But yeah, stop loss to break even a little bit later, because stop loss to break even just minimizes risk. It's not because your analysis is wrong. Still very much correct, until it's obviously wrong. But yeah, if you're playing risk reward, you wanna let your trades breathe. If you're playing win rate, as in trying to go for the highest win rate, not really concerned about risk reward, then stop loss to break even makes a lot of sense. But if you're going risk reward, you want to get your winners in there, and you don't want to sacrifice them just because your stop losses break even too quickly. So that's my biggest advice to you, Chia. Go try that out, see what happens. But I think it's got to be stop loss to break even a little bit too quickly. But then obviously sometimes those trades will happen. It will stop you out just going direction, and you can only move your stop loss to break even after so much time. So there will be trades like that, and they will be painful. But again, that's another aspect of trading. CAD JPY sells, sure thing, Joshua. CAD JPY sells. Yeah, so CAD JPY is a little bit tricky because CAD JPY is very, very bullish. Again, I'm quite bullish on this pair. Again, I'm not really seeing much opportunity to get long, to be honest. It cleared this high quite easily coming into the week. I was expecting to see some type of movement down, but price just broke through that like it was nothing. I think CAD JPY is back up into 92.54, which is that prior high, which gave us this move to the downside. So Joshua, if you're looking at sells, I would wait for price to at least get to that resistance. I'm expecting price to probably take this resistance out, but if we don't and we start respecting it, then we could see some nice sells, maybe even back into this resistance here, which we snapped through, did get a retest of. So that could be a nice fresh area of resistance and support price could pull back into. We're still looking for a lot of pullbacks for these JPY pairs, so maybe we could get it from that resistance. So if you're looking to get short, I will not get short now. Yes, we could see some downside, but it's likely just to be retracement. I would not short. We could come down, but I think price is going to be short-lived. The bigger move is to the upside. In fact, if we do come back to retest this now, I would actually recommend looking for buys at 89.450 to take it back up into those highs there on the left. My computer, my mouse is lagging a little bit. So if we do retrace back into this area, I would highly recommend looking to get long rather than short it. If you're looking at the daily, looking at the 4H, momentum is definitely for the bulls. I know we're coming into some resistance now, but that's the target I'm expecting CAD JPY to get to. So yes, you can go short. I just don't think it will be such a good trade there. I think you're better off waiting for the longs, or you could short it back down and then long it back up. Take advantage of both. More difficult, but it's completely up to you. Buys off here do look good at 89.400, but for me, I'm expecting CAD JPY to push into 90.250 up there. So I wouldn't really look to sell CAD JPY if I was you, but obviously I could be wrong. Okay, so we are coming up to the end of the stream. Like usual, guys, I will be doing a quick breakthrough of some of the pairs that do on my watch list. I'm looking for trades later in the week. And again, any pairs that you guys want me to look at before I do end the stream, just let me know in the chat, and I'll take a look at it before I end the stream. Yeah, I do agree with you. I agree with you. CAD JPY is looking very bullish as well, so respecting support. I was saying my weekly analysis that potentially this could be a double bottom, price forming a higher low here to reverse this kind of bearish retracement to turn bullish again. And again, on the weekly time frame, price is looking quite bullish there as well. So yeah, I'm expecting CAD JPY probably eventually to come back into the highs up here. Really strong, area where we sold off from completely. I think price is going to come back and revisit those areas. So yeah, I'm quite bullish on CAD JPY. Like I said, I'm not really interested in selling it. Pretty bullish on most JPY pairs, really. Yeah, probably every JPY pair. GU should hit 1.35E this week or next. Yeah, I've had that 1.35 bias coming into the week as well. Looking for price to come into that price on high after it snapped through this level. So yeah, I've been looking for retracement £4 last week and coming into this week, but we just haven't seen much retracement. So it's been unfortunate there for pound, but this one's still pushing strong. So 1.35, you're right, either this week or next week. Again, price might be starting to dry up a little bit of momentum coming into the holidays with New Year's coming up at the end of the week. But coming in January, we could see some newfound volume with some of the big players coming back into the market. So yeah, either this week or next week, 1.35 on pound. Sure thing, Ashton. We'll take a look at gold there for you. Again, feel free to like the video, guys, if you are enjoying the content. It does really help the channel out. If you do like the video and you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Wait for join the family. But yeah, gold, I'm very bullish on gold right now. We're snapping through 1810, very key level. Held us in this range here on the left. And yeah, simply just looking for price to fill that range into 1830, which is this key level of resistance there. You can see massive reactions there on the left, and I do think that's where price is going. I also have highlighted 1845, but that only is possible if we get past 1830. You can see how very important this level here is on the left. We could easily fall over from that level. So goals for me back up into 1830, which is that key level, and then yeah, 1845. I think for this one, if you're looking for entries, just wait for a little bit of retracement. Again, gold is really bullish right now, so it's difficult for this one because it could just rally onwards. Gold has had that tendency to do nothing for a while and then really break out. But hopefully we can get some retracement for gold, maybe even retest 1810. But aside from that, for me, not interested in sales at all for gold. I'm expecting only continuation, so I hope that helped. Nice. Okay, so we'll be looking to end the stream now, but we'll run down a couple pairs I'm looking at to trade through later. Again, I am live tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday, 10 a.m. GMT to 12 p.m. GMT. So I do hope to see you guys there. But like I said, pound AUD, I will be looking for some buys for this one. Again, that is a horrible close there. It whipped to the upside pullback. That is definitely not what I'm looking to get involved in. So maybe if we can come back into this area, form the double bottom, and I can see the continuation higher, and form that double bottom there. Other than that, pound AUD still looks too messy. So yeah, I'll probably just be leaving it alone unless we get a double bottom, and to leave it alone for the break and retest of that key level for the move up into there. But we will see for pound AUD. Right now, it just doesn't look too good. Price action is pretty abysmal, to be fair. Pound CHF, looking for some retracement on that one. Again, really key level resistance here on the left, which price has snapped through. We did retest quite quickly there. I'm looking for the double bottom on the retest. The price would come back down one more time, then turn bullish, because I'm looking at moving to this area. But I'm not too sure if pound CHF will retrace. So it's up to you, only to trade it. There is a minor level of support there you can look to buy from. Not very good closure, to be honest. There's a minor level of support you can look to buy from. I'm probably waiting for the bigger retracement to buy it up. But yeah, bullish on pound CHF, expecting more upside. No problem, Joshua. Happy to help, bro. But other than that, guys, I'm not seeing too much. Oh yeah, USD looking to go bullish on this one. If you could roll over one more time, or we might actually do that, to be fair. Maybe if we get a strong close above that resistance, could actually go along for something like this. Risk reward not the best into the high, only 0.8. But like I said, if this does play out, I'm expecting a move into here, which gets it to 2.3, which is that price swing low there, taken across into there. And to be fair, we could actually go a lot further if the DXY does fall, which I'm expecting it to do. So yeah, NZUSD actually could be presenting some nice longs. Again, if that does develop, I'll let you guys know on my Telegram, so feel free to go check that out. But yeah, guys, other than that, it's a little bit dry for me. So yeah, like I said, guys, I'll let you guys know if I do get anything. At the moment, pair's not moving the best. But yeah, I hope you do have a good day, guys. Again, stay safe trading. Not much news events this week, so it should be fairly plain sailing. But do look after yourself, and I do hope I see you guys tomorrow for the live stream. Oh, fair play. You just got it in there. It's just about end the stream there, but you just got UCJPY in there, you lucky. So yeah, UCJPY looking bullish there. Like I said, was expecting price to roll over if it could respect this prior high there for the kind of larger head and shoulder pattern. Left, head, potentially right, but we snapped through that quite easily yesterday. So with this one, I'm expecting UCJPY to run back to highs at 115,500. So with this one, I'm not really entertaining sells. I know I'm expecting dollar weakness, but UCJPY is kind of a bit of a special pair because USD/JPY quite heavily, their strength doesn't deviate so much to other pairs. So it moves a little bit different to other USD and JPY pairs. But I think for this one, we probably will run our ways back to 115,500. So it's either we can pull back, respect that level, push on, or we just kind of break out this consolidation and push on anyway. So it's basically up to what price does. But for me, USJPY running back to highs 115, maybe you can look for a break and retest of the consolidation. That could actually be something to think about. But yeah, we're looking heavily bullish here. So not interested in sells, and like I said, I'm expecting USJPY back to those highs. Not the cleanest pair. If we do actually pull back into that, I will be interested. Other than that, probably not. But yeah, expecting USJPY to run to highs. So yeah, I do hope that analysis helped and everything. But yeah, guys, we'll be looking to wrap this stream up now. Again, stay safe in the market. I will let you guys know if I do get any good setups in my Telegram channel, so feel free to go check that out. Link in the description and also in the chat. If you're looking for a recommended broker, if you're looking for a broker, I recommend IC Markets. I do trade with that broker for over a year now, actually almost 2 years to be fair. So yeah, highly recommend you go check that out. Affiliate link to that in the description or at the top of the chat if you want to use that. But yeah, I hope you guys do have a fantastic day, and I do see you tomorrow.